cards change a lot, even with the UFC.
All the time.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Zack and Josh here, FightTalk Unfiltered. We're cursing is the right thing to do. I'm here with Josh, my buddy Mike Goodwin, and we got some shit to cover. And yeah, we're gonna start off pretty quick this time. But what's up, guys?
Not much, man. You know, took I'd say a hard L in all of our picks last week. For me, I was the loser, I'm guessing, and we're here for another episode. So you know, like I said, it's our second one. You know, really don't know what the hell we're doing yet, but we're going with it, and I hope you guys enjoy and keep tuning in every week. And here we go, episode 2, Mike.
For sure. No, man. Thanks for checking in with us again. This is gonna be fun. I thought we were gonna try to do these every couple weeks, but this card this weekend is so stacked.
Yeah, it's hard not to do one before this.
Man, and you know how it is with the UFC now. I mean, sometimes there's 2 events. I've even seen 3 events in 1 week, and so not to say they get watered down, but they get watered down sometime.
Yeah.
You know, and so when you get a card like this, man, I get reinvigorated, re-excited, and so I think it's cool. We're gonna break this one down because it's definitely much different type of card than last weekend.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, it's way heavier stacked. Like, I mean, you got an opener that should be, I mean, that's title. It's a title fight worthy type fight, you know. Top-notch guys that are opening the main card of this event is fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean, if we were to cover the stacked fights even on the prelims, we'd be here for a couple hours, you know what I'm saying, trying to cover all of it.
For sure.
You know, you see this card, we got how many title fights on it? 2, 3 right away.
Yeah.
And which makes you, if you're a fan of the UFC, you know that also makes for a long night. So they'll be going late. So if you plan on watching it, know you will be up late. And, you know, but it's going to be an amazing card, and I'm ready to dig into it.
Yeah, for sure. But before that, we got to go back to our last week's fights and talk about them. There's some things that we got to bring up.
Yeah.
Some bets that we got to make fun of each other for. I mean, just to go back on that shit, I'll drop my phone. Yeah, I'll pull the card up real quick
Yeah.
right now.
Remember, I was the one that said if there was ever a lock on a parlay, you know, this was the underdog, massive favorite card last weekend. And if you took all the favorites in the main card, it was a gimme. I mean, that's how strong I felt about it. I think when I did the math, it was like, if you took all the favorites in the main card last weekend, and if you bet, what was it, $20, and all 5 win, you won like $33.
Yeah.
You know, you had to get all.
We did a $10 bet. We did it right after the show.
Yeah.
Did a $10 bet. If all of them win, if all 5 of our picks won, we'd make like $22.
Yeah, that's how much the favorites were.
Like,
all 5 of your picks.
Yeah.
I was the outcast here. But, yeah, I mean, as we see, though, nothing is a lock.
That's the beauty, man.
You can bet all these favorites, and you can be shit out of luck at the end of the day. You'll be going back to the phone trying to win some money back, and it don't ever win.
I mean, to your defense, though, your heart was with the main event. That was the one that you had picked right, but your money was on the wrong person.
Money was definitely with the wrong person.
So that's
not
unfortunate. But
Got
to go to the card, I mean, let's just start. Whoa. I mean to do all that, but let's just start at the bottom. I mean, Volkan Ozdemir, we thought for sure he was going to get knocked the fuck out because he's got a chin of glass. Nope, he lost. So we were right about it, but he lost the decision. That was one that we didn't really cover that much. It's not really that fucking cool.
No.
Oh, Jangling.
Jangling. I don't know. He was swinging at air and took down pretty quick, and then, you know, got held up.
He got Russian.
He got Russian. Took him to the corner, yelling at fucking Dana, talking about, I'm about to break him. Took him down, and then literally just...
We took a page out of Khabib's book. Khabib used to, you know, he'd get a dominant position and then start talking to Dana. You know, I'm gonna wreck your boy, or
or even just talk to his opponent.
Yeah.
Like, you know I'm gonna win. You know I'm gonna win. I need this. I need this. I need to fight for the title.
I need this.
Yeah, well, like,
he did that to Gaethje, didn't he?
He did to all of them. He did
Like
Michael Johnson. He did it to pretty much everybody he's fought. I'm gonna win. I must be champion. I am the champion.
Yeah.
You can't break me. But like I say, it works for him, man. They're dominant.
When he did that shit though, it's like almost he's like he's sorry for doing it. He's like, I mean, this is business, guys. Sorry, I'm beating the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
But this is what I got to do to become the champion.
And then he
was
did
right.
it.
But that guy, Kazma, he's not sorry for
He's
doing
got
it.
swagger, man.
He's ready to kill somebody. He yelled the ultimate what is it, Muslim whatever chant there is, the Allah Akbar. Once you hear that, you got to get out, dude, because they're gonna kill you.
Yeah.
It's over. They're gonna kill you.
That's racist.
I'm sorry. Don't cancel me.
Don't cancel us yet. It's just number
We're
2.
fucking unfiltered. Fuck
So obviously, I can't ask what the biggest surprise of the card was, because I mean I'm pretty sure we're all in agreement that it was the main event.
Yeah.
I just did not see that happening, man. It's like he broke him or something in the second round. I don't know. I mean, that was, like I told you guys, that was the fight that out of the entire card I was like, that's my for sure pick.
Oh,
That's my for sure picks are never for sure. Even in like football and stuff, it's like this is the lock of the week, and then we see.
I think it was everybody's for sure pick. I remember even scrolling down Twitter, and even pro fighters that are in the UFC, they're talking about they would want to see Glover win, like I said.
Yeah.
But
But it's just not.
Polish Power was gonna be Polish Power.
Like,
You know what I mean?
I just don't understand. I mean, it's the beautiful thing with fighting. Like Jan Blachowicz just beat Israel Adesanya, who is arguably one of the best right now.
Right.
I mean, he is fucking good.
Right.
Yeah.
And he beat him, and then he loses to Glover Teixeira, which it makes. I'm making it sound like Glover Teixeira sucks, but he doesn't. He's fantastic.
Right.
But I mean, let's be honest. He's past his prime.
Yep.
And he's taken a lot of damage. I mean, he looks like somebody who's been in 150,000 fights,
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
So, I mean, it's just crazy. It's like I said, it's the beautiful thing with fighting. Like guys like that. I mean, he dominated the fight.
Yeah.
He dominated. He ended in the second round, didn't he? Yeah, second round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Once
he dominated from start to finish.
he took him down, and it was like it sucked everything out of you.
Yeah.
I don't know if like maybe the trip to Abu Dhabi might have did something to it, or I don't know, just different type of fans over there and shit. You know what I'm saying? But once he got taken down, it was pretty dominant, and he stayed on top and got the submission. You know what I mean?
You guys know, especially being fighters, that I'm sure maybe you've personally dealt with it, but you've seen it 100 times, where on paper it's almost a guarantee, but something happens before you make that walk.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what's going on behind the scenes, but I say it like this, like I've seen guys and girls lose before they get in the cage.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can just see something's not there. I mean, I'm sure you've experienced it in fights that things come up and it's like, man, I was so ready to fight until right before I did.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that go on between the ears, even from warming up in the back and getting out there. When you walk down that ramp, you know what I mean? Anything can happen once you leave the back room to that cage. Something could happen up here to where you might be out of it. You know what I mean? And
I mean, there's 200-300 feet between the locker room and the front of the cage.
Yeah.
But there's, I mean, to a fighter that's getting ready to fight, that's 100 miles.
Yeah.
That's a long way to the cage.
Yeah.
And a lot can happen between your ears.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Those two spots.
You gotta stay in it at all times.
So before we get into the juicy card for this weekend, let's touch base on that damn near murder inside the cage by an official.
Oh my God. I can't remember what that dickhead's name was, but it was the. Let me see. Let's go to.
And for those that don't know, we're talking about a fight that the referee. I mean, the referee's job is to protect the fighters, and sometimes I'm guilty of it as a fan. You're like, man, just let the fight go just a few minutes, a few seconds longer, but at the end of the day, the second that the referee feels that fighter is no longer defending themselves,
right,
and is in harm of like real lifelong danger, you stop the fight. It's not, they're not in there to be a fan like we are. So, there's been many times where I'm like, oh man, why didn't you just let it go? But I'm thankful, once the emotion's gone and the fight's over, that referees do their job. But man, this guy.
And I'm just bringing up the stats right now. You can see on the screen. Like, look at the second round. The second round was when it all started happening. It's this fight with Dos Santos and Benoit Saint Denis. Saint Denis, to his credit, he's a tough motherfucker.
Oh my God,
dude, his life will never be the same after that fight. Honestly, that's my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he'll never be the same again. I mean, in that second round, look at the numbers: 63-25 at distance, 29-3 in the clinch, and 2-0 on the ground, which is, I mean, that's a wash. But like, I mean, he was getting beat so bad that the crowd was booing about it. It was insane.
Yeah.
Like, the ref was just watching, not communicating with the fighters at all. Like, hey, I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna stop this. Nothing. He just had zero expression on his face. Didn't want to intervene at all. Like, seemed uninterested. It was like, I mean, I was telling somebody earlier. It was like he wanted so badly for Saint Denis to stay in there because he wanted him to somehow miraculously win, that he was letting him take so much extra punishment.
This is the thing about it. If you watch that fight, I want to say it was the third round maybe. He didn't do one thing that whole fight. He didn't try to stop it. He didn't jump in or nothing. But a foul happened on Dos Santos in the third round, and he takes a point from him.
Yeah.
He took a point from him, and he finally stepped in and did something. But by that point, Saint Denis, I think I remember, said he was basically trying to say he couldn't. He was trying to get himself out of that fight. I think it went through his head that, shit, I'm getting my ass kicked. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The ref's not stopping it. He's letting me take this beating. My corner isn't stopping it, and they're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? You don't want your corner to ever throw in the towel, but in that type of thing, they're supposed to be saving you. Yeah. His corner didn't even think about stopping it, I don't know.
Not even in between rounds, they were talking about, like, oh, you took a lot of damage. Like, are you sure you're okay?
No, they told him not to get hit anymore. Well, that's easy to say when you're standing out here telling me, you know what I'm saying? But when I'm in there in battle, you know what I mean? But it comes down to it. He's trying to find a way out. I think he was telling the ref, I can't see. The ref didn't even bring a doctor in to the ring to check him out, to check his eye out or anything. He just said, get back, let's fight again. Yeah. Keep taking this ass whooping, dude. Yeah. It was basically what he said.
He straight up was like, I can't see. And he was like, are you ready? Are you
right.
ready?
Fight.
Fight.
That ref should flat out never ref a fight ever again. That was the worst.
Off the card immediately.
Yeah, that was the good thing about it. But out of all the reffing that we've seen, and I'm sure, you know what I'm saying, being local and being at bars, outside shows, and things like that, we've seen some bad reffing, I'm sure. But that fucking takes icing on the cake, you know what I mean?
No, it really does. And for those that don't know out there, in the business side of things, the athletic commission for each state, each country, wherever you're at, they actually are the ones that select the officials. So one of my favorite things that when I see a fight, go to the judges and someone says hometown judges,
right? When
really not most of the judges aren't from that hometown. You know, what I'm trying to say is that Dana White has no control over who's inside that octagon reffing those fights.
And let me clear up what I was meaning by that as well. I'm not talking about this day and age where there is a commission and there's sanctioned fights. I'm talking about we've been around, you know what I'm saying, the game long enough to where when there wasn't the commission taking over the shows as well. That's what I mean. I'm not meaning now.
And you didn't see it that bad back when you didn't even have a commission.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I'm talking about back in those days. I'm not talking about now. That was worse than those days is what I'm saying. That shit was horrible.
What do we say? 7-8 times? We're like, that should be stopped.
Should be over. It should be over.
And everybody's screaming it.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Booing,
so
even the commentators were just going nuts. Like, why isn't somebody throwing in the towel? Why isn't this happening? Why isn't that happening? I mean, it blew my mind. He got poked in the eye, and he's like shaking his head. His eye is still closed. He's walking around like this, and he's like, "You ready? You ready?" And he's like, "I can't see. I can't see." And then.
Right.
Claps his little fucking hands, and they're on the way they went.
Yeah. There's no doubt that that fight took fights off his career, and it might have even, you know what I mean, sad to say it, but taken time away from his family in the long run of it, you know what I mean? Because he took a lot of punishment that fight, and it was pretty bad.
Yeah. Shout out to all the refs that do their job and do it very well.
Right.
I've never seen anything like that.
That was rough, for sure.
So what do you think? Get into the juicy UFC 268. I mean, let's start with Madison Square Garden. That's got to do something, right? I mean, for these fighters, for really everybody, as a fan to go there, you know, whether you're watching a concert or a sporting event or something, but as a fighter, man, like, you already made it to the UFC. You made it to the top, but then you get to fight and showcase at Madison Square Garden. That's got to be just epic, man.
It definitely, I think it's on the checklist for a lot of fighters or a lot of athletes in that point period, you know what I mean? To be in Madison Square Garden, it's got to be a special feeling, you know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah.
Just, you know, there's a number of stadiums out there that got a lot of recognition, but that's got to be, you know, top 1 or 2 right there.
You guys been?
Sure.
You ever been there?
Never been. I'd love to though.
I've been to New York once, actually. Times Square, did that whole tourist thing.
Yeah, I just did that a couple months ago.
But I've never been to Madison Square Garden. It'd be awesome.
It'd be great.
Bucket list for sure.
Hell yeah.
Maybe a UFC event.
That'd be cool, right?
You know, we start making money on this podcast. People start sharing.
Hey, there
people
you go.
start liking and
How do you
sharing.
make money
all
on
of our
podcasts?
stuff.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll
some
figure
of
it
these guys
out.
do it. They're blowing up, you know.
Hell
YouTube,
yeah!
some
You see
shit.
some of their sets. Theo Vaughn. Shout out Theo Vaughn. Maybe we could become friends someday.
Theo.
Love that guy.
God, Theo. He's got a new Netflix comedy special.
Yeah, I know. It's,
That one was okay, though.
I was.
Okay.
I don't want to speak ill of the Theo, but it wasn't that great.
Wait, and this is, he started at the Real World, right? Real World Theo? Didn't he start Real World, MTV's Real World?
I'm not sure
Really?
where he started
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't.
Yeah,
fucking
look
know.
that shit up.
No way.
We're Googling.
I just
it.
remember
Somebody verify that.
I
for
just
us.
remember him from
Verify
movies I seen when I was growing up, and I was like, I didn't even know his name. And then next thing you know, I'm old enough to know what the fuck he's talking about. And, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, this dude's funny as fuck.
Hell
you know?
yeah.
Paul, what's a sponsor?
Never heard of her.
Will
And
she
he's
pay
from
for it?
Louisiana. That's another reason.
Oh,
They're
he's so fucking country, bro.
they're different down there.
So different.
They're different down there.
When you start making a bunch of money in whatever you're doing and you don't fix the gap between your middle 2 teeth, you're country.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Is that right? I mean,
Yeah, I suppose.
it was his thing, his image. All right. We'll be here for hours talking about this card,
You're
so
right.
let's get into the juicy
Talking about
stuff.
Theo.
All right.
Let me
So
pop
we're
this
gonna-
bad boy up. Here we go. Bingo.
Where do we want to start on it? I mean, we got fucking.
Let's start at the bottom.
Do you want to do that? We got a bonus fight, so we're gonna break down the main card, but we're gonna do a bonus fight on the undercard.
Bonus prelim, just because we like him.
Bobby Green versus
Al Iaquinta, whatever the fuck his name is. Al, Big Al.
This fight, flat out. You know what it comes down to. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, the loser's probably walking after this one. So
Yeah.
that's why I felt like we needed to talk about it, because Bobby Green's been around a long time. Al Iaquinta's been around a long time. You know what I mean? And I think this might be, you know, whoever loses, like I said, they're walking papers after this one. So it'll be fun to watch. You know what I mean? Both are 2-3 in their last 5, and you know, it's a good stylistic matchup as well.
It is, man, because both of them are just straight dogs.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it goes to show Al Iaquinta went 5 rounds with Khabib
With Khabib,
on short
yes.
notice. Well, I mean, he was still fighting on that card.
Right.
He just took a different opponent.
Yeah.
Because that was when old fucking Mystic Mac went ape shit on the bus.
Right.
And did all that weird shit. So, yeah, dude, like, you went 5 rounds against the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the two guys that are fighting earlier on the card didn't. Well, Gaethje wasn't able to fucking last. Dustin Poirier, who's the title holder, wasn't able to last. Like, that's something to speak of, you know.
These guys, one thing that stands out for me, especially in the cutthroat, cold-blooded world of Dana White, man, especially current times, they've both been in the UFC since 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like now more than ever, it's hard to keep that spot. You know,
Yeah.
it really is.
yeah.
I mean, you got, what do they got, 450 fighters from all over the globe that you've got to make that roster. So to have 2 guys on there that have been fighting for almost a decade with the same organization, that means they respect both of those guys, what they've done, help them build the company up. At the same time, like, they're doing something right. I mean, Quinta's last 3 fights were Cerrone, Hooker, and Khabib. I mean, those are legit.
Yeah.
Those are legit opponents. We're not going to do picks yet, right? Because
No.
that's
Not yet. We'll
do
save
picks
all these
next
picks
week.
for
That's
the
why
end.
Hey, just to go back, guys in the comments, Hefe and Jesus, they said he was on Road Rules. and the challenge.
Boom, there it
Hey,
is.
the
Yeah,
challenge, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
that's
was on
my
the
show.
challenge.
How didn't I know that?
Some
I
of these
fucking
guys,
love the
man, and girls,
challenge.
they break out though from that show.
We're
Like
not
Yeah.
gonna get into it, but I've also applied for Real World and the challenge before, so we're just gonna start there. I've applied for both. Didn't make it, but I thought my time was coming. But now I'm almost 30, and I don't think they take 30-year-olds. So that's a dream that never happened as well.
Yeah, that's cool though. Hey, that's cool. Yeah, I knew he was MTV something. That's where he started.
You're right. I didn't know that.
Real World Road Rules.
That's
Road
awesome.
rules. Road rules and the challenge.
Road
Anyways,
Yeah.
going back.
Bobby Green.
Bobby Green, dude.
He's slick. He's a slick ass dude on his feet.
I don't get it. There's nothing flashy about him, but he starts fights and he gets in people's heads and he's out there showboating, putting his hands up in the air, putting them down. And I mean, he gets views for sure. Like people like watching him fight. I like watching him
I
fight.
do too. And he's the favorite. I mean, he's the favorite in this
The
fight.
good thing about him too is like he's well spoken. Like in his interviews, he does a great job. Like that's stuff that that catches my eye. Like if you're out like Nick Diaz, or Nate Diaz, really, he's fucking terrible at it. He's terrible at interviews.
Yeah.
He's terrible at shit talking, but he's really good at fighting. Well, he is really good at fighting, but he's super well spoken.
Yeah.
It's just more things to like about him. Like I don't know.
The
It's
thing
like
about this fight is Al Quinta can stand on his feet and he can wrestle, but Bobby Green can also be slick as hell on his feet, but he can get up. And we've seen it before. Like, people take him down, and he's hard to keep down. So
Yeah,
that's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying. I don't really know who to take in this fight quite yet, but I just know it's going to be one that I'm saying for you guys to keep your eye on out there. If you didn't know, you know what I mean. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's a fun undercard fight.
He is gonna go. This fight is gonna go in the "Where's your heart, where's your money?" though. It's gonna go in the bet.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, for sure.
No, I agree. So do we want to go in order? Do we just want to, because they changed the order. They put a Chandler fight first on the main card, which is it's rare, but it was an issue with there's 3 fights on the card that have the same cornerman and coaching.
The 3 main fights.
As you guys know, to get warmed up is super important. To have your people there and make sure you're ready, and to go back to back with your fighter. You can't really get the next person warmed up.
Yeah, it's shitty.
Well, it depends, though, because the UFC events I've been to, there's a gap in between each fight. So I don't know about you guys, but I remember one time, shout out to Anthony Nachi, the Prince, big soccer coach now. He left the MMA game for the family. Respect that.
Yeah,
but
big
I went to a UFC, and he was there, and he was sitting in front of us, and he fell asleep. Anthony the Prince Nachi fell asleep at a UFC because there's so much gap in between fights for TV time and ad commercials and
shit
stuff,
like
and so you don't notice it on TV, but when you're sitting there, you're just sitting there, you're just waiting for the next fight to start. Sometimes 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So
especially at that gap between, like, if the prelims end super early, and then the pay-per-view doesn't start till 9 o'clock, it doesn't matter where you're at or what's going on. It's starting at 9 o'clock, and then all the commercials, all the commentary, all that shit. You're just sitting there. You're not listening to hardly any of it.
If you've been to one live,
You do get the intro though.
This is
It's
how you
fucking
know.
dope.
This is how you know you're in for a long break. When you see Joe and them start moving away from the table right there, you're in for a long one. Man. You're like, oh shit, we got time to get popcorn, go to the bathroom, get a beer, all that.
Oh yeah.
that's for sure.
Yeah. But so, which one are we gonna jump into here?
I mean, let's just start at the bottom.
Okay.
We got Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler.
It's kicking off
Right at
the
the bottom.
main card.
That's fucking a really good idea in my opinion. Like, the only other one I think that would do that and be great would be the Bobby Green and the Al Quinta to kick it off.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, Billy Quarantino and Quarantillo and Shane Burgos, like I'm not a huge fan of that being on the main card.
No.
To be honest, like
It's kind of one of those throw-in ones, you know what I mean?
yeah, it's like that oddball that they always kind of try to throw in.
Yeah, like we said, we should have flip-flopped them. Put the
Yeah.
green fight. And I'm going to always call them La Quinta because they're a sponsor. Shout out to La Quinta.
Shout out La Quinta for being a sponsor.
Sorry, bro.
Also, shout out to Busch Light for not being a sponsor,
Not
but we
yet.
love you.
Not yet.
Yeah.
We got to hold up a sign somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Then we got to do that. Didn't Busch Light wasn't the one that
What
Iowa
was that
game?
guy's name? Didn't he end up not getting that money?
But then he did.
I think he
He went viral. That's what we got to do. We just got to find some sign, some Busch Light sign, and maybe hit a charity with it
Mm-hmm.
and go viral. Boom.
Yeah, but if we hit a charity, then we got to fucking give the money to the charity.
What do you want me to do? You want me to wear my Bush Light gear? I got plenty of it. We can start rocking in here. We'll be a fucking Bush Light show. I'll camo out the room, you know.
Speaking of, can they
Camo
see
cam.
this?
You guys like that?
We're here to
Yeah.
fuck shit up.
You know, episode 2, we're here to fuck shit up.
Simple.
Period.
Yep.
It's going down.
That shirt beats the suit that you're fake in that picture.
Yeah, my suit would definitely not be that shitty, but it's all right. It's okay.
All right, so we got the Bellator poster boy. Finally gets over to the UFC.
And
Man, I feel like I'm leaning into my picks when I start talking, but it's interesting. It's an interesting fight because obviously a top contender fight. They said on the press conference today that the winner does get the title shot. I think that adds something to any fight when you know that, man, if I can get through this one challenge right here, then the next one is the top.
Right.
So I think that adds more excitement to an already stellar matchup. I personally know why Chandler's feel I know why he's the underdog, which maybe we'll get to in our picks. But I love the matchup. I think that you got one guy that's just because you've been a poster boy for Bellator doesn't mean you haven't been fighting studs. But
you
the
ain't been
best
fighting UFC studs.
there it is. I hate to say that, but the best fighters are in the UFC,
Yeah.
or should be. So you got 4 years of experience fighting studs in the UFC versus 5 or 6 years in Bellator.
Well, let's think. Justin Gaethje came over from what World Series of Fighting?
Yeah.
And he got put to the same test Michael Chandler's gotten put to, and
He made
came out-
noise.
He came out
Yes.
making noise his first fight, throwing down, got taken out his first fight. I want to say he did, right? Wasn't against Michael Johnson. He ended up getting knocked out.
Did he?
I think he lost his first fight, but that's exactly what he said. He was coming in to be finished or finish people, and then bam, came in his second fight, third fight, and came out and did the same exact shit
Wrecking fools.
and wrecked him. You know what I mean? And that's why people love him, and that's why he did it.
Wrecked
a
him.
big
Damn near
thing for
killed
me.
him.
A big thing for me in this fight though is I think what could get Justin Gaethje the win is he throws those. He'll get close to you and he throws them fucking kicks. He throws them calf kicks, and we've seen Chandler and Bellator get stopped by kicks.
Yeah.
was
With that
by-
weird little nerve thing.
but wasn't even by a guy who fucking was known for kicking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gaethje's got hands. He's got wrestling, and he can put a lot of pressure. He can take a lot of pressure off him by landing those inside kicks right there.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, both got their hands cut out for him because if Chandler lands that right hand, he could fucking put him down as well.
And to go back to the kicks and shit like that, like the way that Justin Gaethje fought against Tony Ferguson, how tight he was, I think that's going to play in huge in this fight because Michael Chandler is such a wide stance fighter. You know, his feet are always super far apart, so he's susceptible to that kick.
Right.
Well, if he keeps using that kick and is diving in for big punches, he's also got that tight little check hook, and I think that puts him to sleep. Like
And you see him doing it if you watch videos leading up to the fight. He's got that little left check hook that's caught people in fights before.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Once he's rocked, he's gonna. It's like, you know what I'm saying, shark in the water. He's coming to finish it, and he's most likely gonna finish it once he gets you hurt.
I think Chandler's shooting in the first round fairly quick.
I think it'd be smart, too.
I think he's shooting quick, especially when they exchange. I mean, he's known for being a wrestler, and then when he fought Hooker and he got that left hook and clipped him and it was over, and it's like, oh man, he's a striker.
No, he's not.
But he clipped him. You know, and ironically, then he gets clipped by the same punch by Oliveira,
Yeah.
and he goes to sleep. So
after
then,
dominating the first round.
Yeah.
and you know, so I don't know. I think that the odds make sense on that one. I could see Chandler being a bigger underdog, but yeah, I think it's still going to be a great, exciting fight, especially first round. But I think that Chandler's going to be shooting before we know it. He's just going to have to.
It'd be the smartest thing to do, honestly.
Yeah.
And Gaethje's a wrestler, but he's not a fucking Mizzou wrestler like he was, you know, like
Right.
Chandler was.
It's a guaranteed finish, I'm thinking, though. We'll stay that. Someone's getting finished that
Yeah,
fight
yeah.
to
I'd
kick
say,
off the
yeah.
card.
Yeah, for sure, which is great.
Oh, Gaethje finished Johnson, Jake said.
Did he? Well,
Yeah.
It was something of that sort. I'm saying fucking, but either way, he came out and he got rocked his first time, or when he did get knocked out, he came back and redeemed himself fucking pretty quick. You know what I mean?
Well, he had a 5-round war with Ferguson. I mean, that was
the dog shit out of Ferguson.
Fucking crazy
It was
fight.
the best fight of his life.
Oh man, it was
I don't think
awesome.
we'll ever see him that good ever again. Like that was just he was on cloud 9 that night. Holy shit!
And then he fights
so
Khabib,
fun to watch.
which fighting Khabib. I mean,
that doesn't count.
Come on, yeah.
It doesn't count.
Yeah, he fucking gloves everybody. I'm done talking about Khabib, dude. We're done talking about
All right,
that guy.
no more about.
He's
Good.
retired. He's retired.
Tired of it.
He ain't GSP, all right?
It's true. He's not GSP.
Right.
I would like to see that fight though. That would be fucking
GSP,
dope.
GSP. I'm rolling all day.
Wait, so is Vera and Edgar before Shane and Billy? Yeah, 'cause it was supposed to be the first fight on the card.
It's the third now. Shane Burgos and Quarantillo is second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, we don't even really got to touch that one too much.
I don't much care about that fight, to be honest.
I mean, I don't even think we'll put it in our "Where's Your Heart, Where's Your Money." I'm saying,
Nah.
but I'm just gonna put it right here.
We'll replace it.
I got a little rundown here. Burgos' loss to Barbosa and to Josh Emmett. They're both on 2 losses. Billy Quarantino has more knockouts than Burgos, and Burgos has been knocked out more in his career. It'd be he's a plus 160. Might be good to put some money on him, but Shane Burgos is also good too. So.
Burgos is the one that got that weird late knockout by Barbosa. Barbosa cracked him, and then Shane Burgos was backing up, and then all of a sudden he was like,
Yeah. Like
He
equilibrium went off and just went down.
That was weird.
I'm just saying, if
that's
you
the
want,
only way I know him.
if you want to
Like,
throw,
yeah.
you want to throw some money on it, I'd say that's a good underdog. A little money, but I'd just stay away from it, honestly.
I would too, though. If I was picking an underdog, I like it because I mean, Burgos coming off a couple losses, so I'm strictly because it's kind of a filler fight. I'm strictly going off momentum, and I'm gonna ride the wave. So, yeah, I would take that as an underdog bet for sure.
All right, and then after that we got, boom. That's when we jump in right there to Frankie Edgar, Marlon Vera.
Yeah, Frankie Edgar, Marlon Vera. And we were talking about this a little bit earlier. Frankie Edgar he's on his way out. He's been in a lot of fucking wars, been through a lot of decisions. He's probably got, I would like to know the stats on his fight time overall in the UFC, like his total time fighting.
Yeah.
It's got to be fucking astronomical.
Yeah.
But
I
this
mean,
is
the
what
amount of 5-round fights he's been in.
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying to you. You say he's on his way out, but he just lost to Corey Sandhagen brutally.
Yeah.
But before that, he just beat Pedro Munoz. So how is he on his way out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pedro Munoz.
Yeah,
is
maybe I'm
fucking
just
knocking
judging him off
people
the
out,
last
too.
fight.
I mean, you're right.
Pedro
I get what you're
Munoz
saying.
is really good, too.
Right. Frankie Edgar right now is at that point in his career where he'll win one, lose one, win one, lose one. Maybe
Yeah.
win 2, lose 1. You know what I'm saying? He's not racking off them wins like we're used to seeing back in the day. So that's why I'm saying. So if that's the case, we got a beat, a win, a loss. Now we try to get a win, but then we got Marlon Vera, who's coming off a win against a decision against Davey Grant, and he lost to Aldo before that, and then he beat Sean O'Malley. But really, was it a win? You can't really say it was a win.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some nasty elbows. He got a quick name for stopping the hype train temporarily of O'Malley.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, was it a win? I mean, I've always been a big Frankie Edgar fan because, one, I love the division, but he's just always action, nonstop action, man. He reminds me of a way better Clay Guida. If you know Clay Guida or Diego Sanchez get in the cage, it's going to be a fun fight.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless they get a straight wrestler, which they rarely match him up with because they know that's the type of fighters they are. You're always going to get an exciting fight. Frankie Edgar, though, he's former championship material that also puts on exciting fights. You already can tell where my heart's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell.
Save it.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
This is my question on that fight, though. Has Marlon Vera fought a person who can mix it up with his hands and wrestling as well as Frankie Edgar can? Because Frankie Edgar can do
He's the
both
best at
very
that.
well.
And cardio.
And he's brought in Cody Garbrandt for his training camp this time. They've been working together, I've seen. So I think that's going to play big factors as well. So we'll see what we decide on that Where's Your Heart, Where's Your Money?
Yeah, we'll see.
I know where Zach's heart's going and where his money's at as well. So
We'll
pretty
see.
sure
We'll
all
see.
of you guys do as well.
Well, what is this? Is this personal, or are you just kind of over the
No.
Frankie Edgar era?
I'm just over the era.
I think he's
Nothing
tired of-
against
get it.
him.
I get it.
there's just some guys that I think should really fucking hang it up, and I think he's one that should really hang it up.
Once I seen the picture of Frankie in New York with the damn crew neck on and gold chain on, I was Frankie all day. And I'm still Frankie all day, baby.
It's Frankie all day.
That's all it takes. What a sick co-main.
I know.
I mean,
And it's a girl fight.
I get more excited about female MMA every year because if somehow you could, like, I don't know, put a filter on and they weren't females, some of these girls are just savages, man.
Oh, yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
absolute. They go in there and they wreck. And like, and I hate to compare to like like the Ronda Rousey days or Misha Tate's making a comeback. They're obviously great in their craft, but not like these girls, man. These girls like come to destroy you.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. That's awesome to watch the evolution of, because it wasn't that long ago, guys, where Dana White said females will never fight in my octagon.
Yeah.
It
He
wasn't
said
that long
that.
ago.
And
at
then
all.
fucking Ronda Rousey. I always hated her, but Ronda Rousey comes around and fucking Dana's like, ooh, fucking girl fights.
Hey, WWE,
Oh, I love her.
Next
Let's
thing you know,
bring her to my
she's fucking
VIP.
highest paid. Yeah. Fuck out of here. Now she sucks.
Now
What,
she's
armbar?
now
Fuck
she's
Ronda
in country
Rousey.
with Travis Brown. And
Being
who knows
weird.
what they're doing. I don't know
Straight
what they're
fucking
doing.
weirdos.
They are some weirdos now. But I won't get into that. We're gonna get back into this fight. Big thing to me is if Rose is confident, she's unbeatable in that division. I think if she goes in there with the mindset, if Pat Barry and her coach having a brain fart right now, her main coach,
Yep.
Trevor
Starts with a
Whitman, Trevor
W,
Whitman,
yeah.
have her right upstairs before she walks out. Like I said, she's got everything right between the ears on that walkout. She's unbeatable, and I think she will finish her again. But if she is not, she's got her hands full with Wei Lee. But Wei Lee has to also, I believe, take the fact that she did lose and stop making these excuses. I seen something.
She's such a poor
I seen
fucking-
something about her saying that the jet lag really caught up with her, yada yada. And she's still saying these excuses now. You know what I mean? If you ain't accepting that loss, if you're a fighter and you don't accept a loss, you're going to go out there and lose again. You start making excuses for it. So we'll see if she can. But it's an awesome co-main event, especially for two women of MMA.
Yeah.
Both of them could get finished at any moment, and
For
it's
sure.
going to be jam-packed.
Yeah. Just to go back real quick, 7 hours, 41 minutes, 18 seconds is the fight time that Frankie Edgar has spent in there.
How much?
7 hours. Almost 8 hours. 7 hours, 41 minutes, 18 seconds.
I would like to see where he ranks.
Thanks, Michael Park. Huh?
I'd like to see where he ranks. Like,
He's
who
got to
has
be
the
the
most,
he's got to be the fucking
right?
top.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
he's
You
gotta
think
be.
So? Who else is? Who else has been fighting that? You know what I'm saying? Because Frankie, back in the day in his prime, he was still going to some, 5-round decision wins. You know what I mean?
Oh
So
yeah,
that's what I'm
all
saying.
of them were. Shit.
God, I mean, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of punishment on the body.
Yes.
So let me ask you this, because one thing that stands out is Rose's last three opponents have all been immediate rematches, and this is an immediate rematch. So I guess the question for me is twofold. Like, I've learned, especially in the pro ranks, that if we have a really good pro matchup, and especially if it's a great fight, either fighter could have won that fight, and it really came down to it. 95% of the time, 100% of the time, the person who lost wants an immediate rematch.
Oh yeah.
95% of the time, the winner says, nope.
Yeah.
Because at that point, and I understand from a career perspective, why? You're supposed to be moving up and moving up with opponents and moving up, all that stuff. So why stay there and why give another opportunity when maybe it won't be my night next time? So I understand in female MMA why they do it, because the fighter pool isn't near as deep as men.
Right.
But what do you guys think? What constitutes that? What constitutes an immediate rematch? I guess guy or girl.
You want to touch first?
I'm not a fan of immediate rematches. Like you said, like what is there to gain for the person who won?
Yeah.
And there's nothing to gain for the person who had just won, and there's everything to gain for the person who just lost. They want redemption, but why do they deserve it? Like,
especially if you get finished. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
The thing
it's
with
one
me-
step back for the winner, and just
The thing with
he's
me,
still
if
on
if
a
it's-
trajectory forward for the
say that
loser.
fight would have went to like a split decision, you know, an immediate rematch is something you can say, or even a decision period.
Yeah.
But
Disqualification
she finished her. She
Fucked
put
up
her-
eye poke and
She,
weird
she
shit.
knocked her out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You completely got beat. So
Yeah.
an immediate rematch after you get finished, I don't think it should ever be, you know, awarded to somebody. But then again, they're at the top of the top. You know what I'm saying? Who else is Rose gonna fight if she doesn't fight her again? You know what I mean?
And
Yeah.
that's and then
I think
and I
that's
see that.
why it happens.
Yeah.
You know, because there is really nobody else.
Yep. Yeah, that's tough though because you're going to see championship title fights, and then regardless of the outcome, the very next fight is the same fight, championship title fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I'm sure that's the depth. So what? So you both don't like it on the male side, like at all levels, from UFC to regional to local shows. You don't like seeing immediate rematches.
Sometimes, if they're a barn burner, and I guess it's really only title matches, because that's what you strive for. You know, like if you're on the road to make it to the top, then that's, you know, go ahead, whatever. Like immediate rematches at the title. I just totally lost my train of thought. Immediate rematches, like at the title, they shouldn't happen. But like if there is a really good fight, like Sam Stout, Spencer Fisher, that was one of the best fights in the history of UFC.
Right. Yeah.
Neither of them were on the road to the title. I mean, let's just be perfectly honest. But I would love to fucking watch another 15 minutes of that, you know.
Yeah.
And they fought 3 times now. I'd watch it again.
Yeah.
I'm
And
sure
so, you know-
everybody that knows that trilogy would watch a fourth fight. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Any day of the week, if it was
Okay,
if it was
let's even
capable of happening.
let's even use Whaley and Joanna. Dude, was one of the best fights in women's history. Why not run that one back?
Yeah.
But like you get decisively beat by a head kick from Rose Namajunas for the title, like
Right.
work your way back up.
Right.
You climb
No,
that
that's a
ladder.
great point.
If you're
That's a
not
great
on the
point.
ladder, like if you're not
Yeah.
fighting guys to climb to the top, immediate rematches, if it's a barn burner, yeah, fucking do it. Why not? Because you're going to get twice as many people to watch it that you did the first time because the history of the last time.
Yeah.
And it's going to make you more money. That's the money fight type shit, you know?
Yeah, like I said, like you were asking with male and female, if it's a finish, I don't want an immediate rematch. I'm against it. But if it was a decision, any type of decision, you know what I mean? I mean, yeah. But a finish that never puts it in my book that you should get one like that.
Yeah, Rose has had to do it 3 times now, but like you said, it's not the same on the other side. That's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of weird.
I think it's the size of the pool that they're in, you know. Like we said, there's not much else for her to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also find it crazy, and it doesn't happen hardly ever, but when the current champion is the underdog in the sports betting world, that blows my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
And
the
that's
champion.
what's happening right now,
Yeah,
right?
that's what
Rose is the dog.
Rose is the underdog, and that's slight, but she's still the dog. To me, it's probably the most even fight on the main card. Maybe besides Green. That's a great matchup.
Yeah.
I really like that. But you know, as far as up and comers or champs, like that's a stellar matchup, and I do think it's going to be a lot different than the last one.
Oh, yeah.
I really do.
It's going to go longer, I believe. It's going to be a great fight.
Have
Yeah.
you guys ever had a rematch?
Yes.
And how did you win the first one or lose the?
It was a draw.
Oh shit! Well,
Rick-
those constitute.
Yeah. Rick Wybera. Rick Wybera. Do you ever meet him?
No.
You've been around long enough to know him?
Doesn't even ring a bell.
He was so back in my day. Story time. So back at Amsterdam, you know, they had the weekly fights at Amsterdam. Well, Ricky Wybera was this older guy. He trained at Militich, or he trained at Militich, I
Is that
guess.
the Mexican dude?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, kind of. He always had a tan, but he looked Italian, you know.
Dude, I think
And
I
he
know
looked
what you're
like
talking
a
about.
you
He
do.
still trained there when I was.
You
when I
do.
first
He always
walked
wore a
through
garbage
there.
bag,
Oh, my
bro.
God.
Tim knows who the fuck I'm talking
Oh,
about.
here we go. All right.
So Rick, So he was the guy that would come, and he looked Italian. He always wore like a fucking blue Adidas jumpsuit, and he'd have his hands wrapped, and he'd sign up for these fights, and nobody would ever fight him. Nobody. And one night I went, I was like, I'm going to go fight. And I had gotten a fight with my girlfriend or something, and I was like, fuck that. I'm going to go fight. I'm going to fuck somebody up. And I was with my boy Dietz, and he was like, just fight Ricky, just fight Ricky. And I was like 10 pounds heavier than him.
Yeah.
And obviously this is something that Ricky used as an excuse for 10 years after I trained with him. But we fought, and I was fucking scared. I was scared. I was ready to fight him, but I was scared. And it was like my 5th fight or something like that. And yes, Kyle Dietz, Jake. And I look across, and he's like pacing back and forth, and fucking like acting all crazy, and I'm just like standing in my corner like a fucking dummy.
Yeah.
And he's got a couple guys from Militich in his corner. Spencer Fisher was in his corner, I think. And then this other guy who used to train there that was a jiu-jitsu guy. I can't remember his name. He had a really weird name. But they were smiling at me.
Oh,
You know, like just kind of fucking intimidate me.
Yeah.
And we fucking walked out, and we circled a little bit, and I just threw a straight left, bing, and popped him right on the jaw, and he fell back and hit the ground. And I just stood over him like, what the fuck?
what did I just do?
Yeah, dude. And I was like, holy shit, I should do something. So I get on top, and I'm fucking beating him up. He gets back up to his feet. I drop him again. Fucking drop him. He fucking timber falls down, gets back up again, and then he throws a spinning back fist. And I slip back like this, and then bink, drop him 3 times in the first round, dude. I beat the dog shit out of this guy. And second round, third round, I won. It was a little slower because I was out of shape, and he was out of shape and beat the fuck up. But they called it a draw, and I mean I beat the fuck out of him. So 2 weeks later, I was on the Extreme
Hometown
Challenge.
judges.
Yeah.
Hometown
Hometown
judges.
judges.
Monty.
Hometown judges.
It
He
was a
had fought
Monty
there
thing.
before. They were like, yeah, we can't let him.
For sure, and I was a nobody at this point, and he was like the tough, scary guy. So we fought again on Extreme Challenge like 2 weeks later, and I ended up beating him by decision.
Okay.
That's
But
when Zach
that's-
found out
that's
he had
it.
power in that left. And
Yeah.
The rest was history.
I was
so
just
that
so
was your-
scared of him, and I fucking hit him, and he fell down, and I stood there like with my hands, like I don't know what to do with my hands. Holy shit! I wish I had the video of that fight. Paul wasn't around back then.
No, dang it, Paul.
that's
So that was
fucking
your
great.
only rematch?
Yeah, that was the only one.
How about you?
Yeah, actually, that Eric Jackson was my,
Oh,
I think
yeah.
my only rematch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also had
That was
back-
Pugna, right?
Yeah, we fought on Mike's show. Also, another back out. Those are common with me, you know. I mean, not like real back outs, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like people are scared.
Josh
or
got a little
whatever.
bitter there right now. Fucking back out.
I'm just saying another back out, you know what I'm saying? It came down to like a week notice again, I want to say it was. This dude jumps in, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even remember how did I beat, was it I don't even know if it was a decision the first fight. I mean, the dude
I think it
still-
was decision.
Dude still fucking came out, you know, supposedly out of shape and whatever, got beat up and lost, you know. It was Eric Jackson. Fucking dude's cool as hell. Hung out with him after the second fight, and he's a good guy. But the second fight, I mean, came in on a week notice. Long story short, and then told Mike that I need a rematch. You know, I was on a week notice. I want a full camp for him and whatever. But then it didn't. The full camp didn't go well for him because I finished him the second fight, so with a choke. But
Sucker.
he was a cool dude though. We hung out with him that night, you know, after the fight, and I talked to him, and I met, you know, some of his family that was with him. He was a cool guy, but that was really my only rematch, and but yeah, it went my way each time, so I was glad.
Yeah, that's crazy. As many fights as you guys have had, that's your only rematch. But I'm telling you, if we put on a card that has 20 fights, 2 nights, I will get, so that's 40 fighters. I will get, on average, about 10 fighters message me after fight week, hey, man, I need a rematch.
There is a
Yeah.
guy that
Hey,
is.
I need a rematch.
There is a guy that's a cage aggression fighter that I fought before that. He don't say it to me, but he says it around town that he thinks he beat me and he deserves it. He wants a rematch and he'll get it back one day. You're pretty cool with him, but I'll just leave it at that. I mean, me and him are straight.
Okay.
Me and
I'm
him-
cool with everyone.
Me and him are straight now. You know, we're not even in the same weight class anymore. I'm pretty sure you guys can know who it is, and think, oh, absolutely,
You make-
and you know what I mean. But
That's the one who came to my
he's
mind.
straight. He's an all right
all
dude.
good.
I mean, we're fine now, but I just know I've heard, and
Jake Horton called it out immediately.
just know that I've
Jake
heard.
Horton, you know too much about this whole.
No, it wasn't Horton.
I've heard a lot of things, buddy. Different weight class. But yeah, let's get back into Kamaru. Let's go to Colby.
Oh yeah, shit.
Oh man, the main event.
So, I was nursing a hangover this morning in Des Moines, and I was listening to Colby Covington's press conference interview, and I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought it was a great one.
It was good. It was a good interview,
Yeah.
and he wasn't so fucking cringy like he normally is.
Like the
It
press
was pretty
conference
solid.
later in the day. It was pretty.
I don't know. I don't know, but this one wasn't that bad.
I think his shit talking this fight, I think it's not as cringy because I've watched it too.
I think it's
actually
legit.
Good. It's
It's-
good. He's really mad. I think.
Yeah.
And he's talking some real good shit in it.
Yeah, and I mean, he's like, I've got excuses, but none of them are excuses. I lost that night, but I've learned from it, and he's kind of humble about losing to him already, and now he's ready to fucking get redemption. He wants revenge, is what he said like 100 times.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited for this fight because of that. I still got to watch Kamaru's, but
I mean, Kamaru, he's gotten better with every fight.
That's it.
And he's putting people out. But also, I'm thinking that, you know what I mean? And I was on the Kamaru train. I am on the Kamaru train. And I'm like, man, let me look at this, though. He's fighting Masvidal, who his last fight knocked him out.
mm-hmm.
And Masvidal, in my mind, is believed in his hype now. He's rocking robes anytime he can, what
Yeah.
I'm saying, to events and shit. Got knocked out, got humbled. Who'd he fight before that? Gilbert Burns. I think the moment was too big for him. And then before that, he beat Masvidal on a week notice. And then he beat Woodley before that, wasn't it, or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And Woodley, he's been done in my mind for a bit now. So
Yeah.
really, I'm thinking
really done
these
now.
title defenses, yeah, they've come in good fashion. But really, is he fighting somebody again like Colby? Colby's going to come and put it on him like he was doing the first couple of the fight. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I am gonna blow your guys' minds right now, and yours, and anybody that watches this shit. I'm gonna blow your minds right now because it blew my mind,
Uh-oh.
and I cannot believe I didn't know this. So there was a gentleman that has fought for us many times. He will come back and fight again. I have no doubt about it.
I told you no, Mike.
And when he does come to fight, he always comes to fight. And at one point, when Eli and Reddish bought the gym and were rebuilding Militich, he was tagged as the Militich killer because everybody that I matched him up with that fought with you guys, he beat. And then Eli Shetler had his retirement fight, and he fought him too.
Oh God!
There is
Don't
a gentleman.
fucking- don't even.
There is a gentleman by the name of David the Nightmare Glover, and his fucking pro debut was versus Usman.
No way.
Really?
Holy shit.
Kamara Usman's pro debut was also versus David the Nightmare Glover.
Oh my
Wow,
God!
that's fucking
Bro,
crazy.
it's on YouTube. It blew my mind.
Yeah.
And he went to the second round. He rocked him.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and it reminded me because it ties into what you're saying. He's gotten better with every fight his entire career.
Oh, yeah.
Now in the UFC, you see it drastically better each fight, more confident, more crisp, more everything, every aspect of his game, man. He just looks so good and so clean right now.
Yeah.
He's absolutely the favorite, man. Absolutely.
I definitely think him going working, like he said, I seen in one of his interviews, he said he needed a gym that was more specific to him with a coach that focused on him. And I think it's really helped him a lot, honestly. I think his striking is a lot more crisper. He's more calm in there and knows what he's doing. It basically, everybody's fighting at his pace, you know what I mean? He's not letting them control it. Besides the fight with Colby, when Colby was putting it on him a little bit. But then later rounds, championship rounds, he was the champion.
Yeah. Like, he's got grit. He's not he's a clean fighter, but he's not afraid to get his hands dirty. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he'll get nasty in there, and it's fun to watch. Like you said, he gets better and better every single fight, and it's impressive. Like for a long time, I didn't believe in him, and then
No?
for a long time I just
make me not believe.
Well, he
him.
went
I was like,
5
I
rounds
hate
with
how he
Masvidal
talks.
the first fight, right? Went 5 rounds the first fight,
yeah.
and then comes out and just crumples him the second one.
Right.
This is what I mean. He gets so much better. So going into the fight with Colby, he's going to be better than their first fight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and not taking away from Colby that he won't be either, but the way he's progressed each one, man, he's a stud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
think
think Colby switched his entire camp up too.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see.
I mean,
I think it.
a bad blood UFC title main event fucking is, you know what I mean, after all these fights we've talked about and how good they're going to be, that's how you fucking cap it off right there.
For sure.
Oh, man.
Colby's going to be out there running his mouth, fucking smiling in his face. Kamaru's going to smile right back. And then, like I say, I mean, it's pretty big favorite and underdog fight right now. You know what I'm saying?
It
They
is.
could jump even more. Colby's a plus 240. Kamaru's a 310 favorite, you know. So I'm glad to see it.
No, I love the fight too, man. I think it's going to be exciting. I see it going a lot different. I do, a lot different than that first fight. The first fight was fun, but I mean, what happens? See, so you guys have only had those 1 rematches and you didn't lose. So I guess, you know, from a fighter perspective, when you get that immediate shot, though, I mean, it's got to do something. You're already motivated. I mean, it's a world title. But it's got to do something to get that opportunity back. Because, again, I told you, I get 10, 12 messages after fight week. Every single show, I need a rematch. I need a rematch. And I want to be like, man, me too.
Right.
But it just doesn't always work that way.
Yeah.
Hardly ever. Because, again, why would the winner want to fight again?
And is it like, and I don't know if it makes a huge difference at the cage aggression level, but at the UFC level, like, is that good for business?
Right.
Like, is that good for the UFC to just hand out fucking immediate rematches all the time?
Right.
I don't think it would make much sense.
No,
you
they've
know?
got people working their way up to those opportunities and winning fights to get that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
100%.
Share
Yeah.
the opportunities for sure, especially these title fights, man. It changes their lives completely,
Yeah.
you know, overnight when you win. So, yeah. So, do we get to go into the picks?
We rocking into fucking Where's Your Money? Where's
Oh, Jeff Wilson
where's
said
money?
Colby will need a trip to Meineke after this fight because he's getting the brakes beat off him.
Oh boy.
I don't know.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if we're rocking into Where's Your Heart, Where's Your Money right now.
All right.
He is #1 for cage time. We were dead on
Yeah.
with that. I mean,
Yep.
yeah, you're right. I mean, countless wars, 5 round, 3 round.
Just all over. Every fight. I mean, even his first fight in the UFC, I think, was against Tyson Griffin, and it was a 3-round war.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was like
Seriously.
fucking 100 years ago.
That was in the fucking Mandalay Bay. I want to say, you know what I mean? When the fuck do they ever even have shows? They don't even think
Right.
about having it in that little ass Mandalay Bay room anymore, you know?
That's true. That is true. I was there we were in Vegas for I don't even remember what fight it was, but it was sold out. I mean, of course, because it's small, but I remember people pouring out of there. I can't remember what fight it was. But yeah.
In the Mandalay Bay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
dude,
been
they
a
got the
long
little.
time ago.
It's like the fucking the Adler. You got them little
Pods up
circle
top.
seats, pods. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're pretty much on the fucking cage right there. You know what
That's
I mean?
actually fucking badass.
That's
like,
awesome though. That's
I
what
went to a couple WECs at the Hard Rock, and it's kind of the same way. And then I fought a couple times at the Palms, and it's the same way too. Like every seat is a bomb ass seat because you look right down
Maybe
inside
that's
the fucking.
awesome.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. The Hard Rock, not the Mandalay Bay. But remember they used to have them all over the little ones. there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could be getting them mixed up, but. You know what they used to do, and they used to be fucking tight too, was the fight for the troops. When they'd have the fight for the troops,
Yeah,
those were awesome.
in like
They'd
the
be fired
airport
up.
or like the air hangar.
Yeah, those were sick.
those were dope.
Yeah, that would be cool. I've seen a couple shows set up in theater type settings where you've got all the balconies and
Titan used to do a show at a place in Kansas City. I can't remember. It used to. I don't know. Somebody in the comments, I'm sure, will know what it is. Brandon Adamson, I'm sure, has been there 100 times.
I feel like I've been there.
But,
I feel like there was a
it's-
tournament, a little like tournament where they were letting fighters. The first fight was 2 minutes. It was a same night tournament. I think Jeremy Anderson was in one, and in during intermission they had a band on stage in this theater, And the guy was like, I'm not going to start singing unless somebody comes up to this stage. So everybody's like, fuck, I'm here to watch the fights, man. I don't even know who this band is. And you know how it is during a break. You got to take a leak, get a drink, get something to eat. And they wouldn't perform because nobody was at the stage. Awkward.
Yeah,
Fucking
no
real
shit.
awkward.
So
They made a lot of fans
no
that
local
day.
bands at the next Caged Aggression event.
What
Just
about?
for lack
Hey,
of-
remember that fucking super drunk guy you had play guitar for the national anthem?
Man, he
He
killed
was
it.
fucking shit faced.
Man, he killed it in Knoxville. Comes out with the whole Jimi Hendrix, you know.
Yeah, Buzzbox. He was
Killed it. And then he comes to the Quad Cities. Wasted.
Dude, it sounded like he was playing that guitar with a fucking rock. Just
He had been playing that motherfucker all day, just slamming beers, and he's like, thought saved his best performance for home is what he did.
That is so true. Now we have to get Michaela drunk before she plays the violin.
Uh,
No, we won't do
Can't. She does a good job sober.
she killed
Stay
it.
sober.
that. Hey, she just performed at the Storm game.
Oh, shit.
All right, so let's do some.
wait, we got a question.
Uh-oh.
The joint at the Hard Rock was the place in at the Hard Rock was the joint, and then the Palms was
We do have a couple questions.
the
He
Pearl,
asked.
the Pearl at the Palms.
He asked. Let's see here. Devin asked what our favorite, each of us. He asked all three of us what our favorite trilogies are, or like, you know, rematch type fights. It's got to go back to Spencer Fisher. I mean, that just stands out to me. You know.
Yeah.
So if someone asked me, you know, at my age, what's your favorite movie? Like, shit, man, I've seen thousands, and I've got a handful of favorites, just like I do with fights. But man, those Spencer Fisher fights were just great. And maybe it's because we have that local connection, but they were just wars, man.
Yeah.
Of course, the first season of The Ultimate Fighter, Bonner and Griffin, that was epic. You know, there's these fights where they're matched up so well, but then stylistically, you don't have somebody that's, you know, a straight wrestler versus striker, which, you know, it's all about styles make fights, but when you get these two bangers in there that are so well matched, man, they make for great fights.
Yeah, just the volume punchers.
He also asked if I ever thought about talking to the Mark, which would be now the Tax Slayer Center. Mark to iWireless Center to Tax Slayer Center. So I don't know who the guy is. I don't even know if he still works there, but I had a meeting there 6-7 years ago. We were still at over on the Illinois side.
Expo Center.
For that trash ass commission in Illinois.
The trash one.
ass Nancy. So then we came to Iowa. I get an outlet here to say that. But no, I had a meeting over there, and you know, I walk in and I can already see it, man. You know, I see the screen, and I'm going to see the names on the strips, and we're going to be in a stadium, and I go into this meeting, and this guy, he was terribly disrespectful, and he looks at me in the most condescending way, and he's like, I won't even turn the lights on for less than $30,000.
That's how he said it?
That's exactly how he said it.
Oh, yeah, but meeting's
Now,
done.
we were, I mean,
This meeting is over.
Meeting's over, bud.
You know, and I was already intimidated because, well, even back then I didn't know what Caged Aggression would be, or some days I still don't know what it'll become. I'm always like, I can't believe we're doing it, and I can't believe it's gotten this big. But to walk in there, and I had a vision back then. I had a vision of what I wanted this to be and what we could be and what we could grow into, and I still do, and I still want more every show. But to walk in and be deflated like that by some asshole,
Right.
You know, stick to your Mickey Mouse on ice.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
stick
shit.
to your fucking, you got this beautiful giant building and you got like 8 events a year there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's because of you, asshole.
Right.
So, yeah. So we did try the iWireless Mark Tax Slayer Center. But also, too, look at some of the shows we've had, some of the smaller, like, more intimate venues sometimes. Fans love that, man.
Yeah.
They love being, like, close and not always so big that they're way in the back or it's just it's a different vibe, those smaller Challenger shows we did.
I was just going to bring those
man.
up. The Challengers ones on the north side of the
Yeah.
street.
People get fucking hype at
They
those.
love
They're
them,
basically
man.
right there in it. You can hear everything. Fucking-
Yeah. So, you know, maybe that would take a little bit away from, you know, that vibe or that feel if it was that big. But, yeah, we tried there, and it was an asshole.
You hear that, asshole? You're an asshole.
Yeah.
Don't
Make sure you
be
get
an
your-
asshole.
Hopefully, I mean, if he's not working there anymore, you know, hey, maybe you guys can talk
Yeah, because what's
in
the
the
last
future.
one? Like IFL, right? Pat?
Yeah.
Pat fought in the IFL.
Adrenaline. Pat fought Thomas Denny.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I think they did they had a small show that was just like it was just like Extreme Challenge, but it was called something else that started with an A.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when Eric Juergens fought, and a couple other people fought on it too. But I think that one was before that. What did I just call it?
Adrenaline?
Adrenaline. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just before. No, that Elite, Pro Elite, when Tim Sylvia
that's
fought.
Right.
Shit.
That's right.
Pro Elite.
That still was a hot
Yeah.
minute ago.
Yeah, it was.
Jonathan Thompson fought in that one. Yeah, that was back when Mike and Eli were building the gym up.
Yep.
I just hit a chord again. I just struck a nerve.
Jonathan Thompson.
Book that.
We won't get into him neither.
Book that fight.
Who's running a McDonald's now? Tim?
He is. Chuck Pierrett's won like 30 straight fights. Hammy Pro lost once there and quit. Yeah, man. Chuck was a stud wrestler. He went out to Sturgis when we did the 75th anniversary out
Got
there.
choked out.
And it was, it was a mess out there because it was so humid. The cage was slippery as ever. And fifth round submission.
Yeah.
Fifth round triangle. Sweaty, bloody. How do you pull one of those off, And he did. And Chuck never fought again, man. Disappeared.
All right.
See ya.
Crazy.
Peace out, buddy.
Bye.
Weird. See that sometimes, though. Did Junior fight Curran?
Junior fought Curran at Adrenaline? I think at Adrenaline.
Yeah. The tax slayer douche.
He's a McDonald's guy now.
The tax
He
slayer guy?
owns a McDonald's, he said. Runs
No
a
shit.
McDonald's, yeah.
Oh, he's still reeling that money.
Owns
He's
or runs? Those are drastically
Runs.
different.
He said runs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, at the Mark. It was Tim Jr. fought Pat Curran at the Mark in, I don't know if it was Adrenaline. I think it was something else. He's a manager.
Derek Thiem said, I left Chuck downtown Denver at a gas station. I'm not sure what that means, but that's
He
all.
probably told him just to drop him off, and he's gonna find his way, hit a few casinos on the way, and fucking
That's
Lose
crazy,
all
though.
his
Yeah,
lose all his money.
that reminds me, though, he lost one fight, and that was it. I mean, he was pretty dominant, especially in the regional scene, man. He was you guys remember when he fought Tory Bogus, and they went up to the live weigh-in stage, and Tory, he's a hothead, man. They walk up to each other.
Fucking
Chuck walks
threw
up,
him.
and he pushed him so hard, Chuck went flying. Commission jumps in the middle, and man, it was a great fight, actually. It made for an even better fight.
I got one for you. I remember
Fuck
when he
you,
fought
Tim.
Ruben War at fucking the Call Ball.
And got his ass
and got
beat.
his ass whooped, and they gave it to him, and the
Yeah.
whole crowd booed him at home.
Local
Because they knew
judges,
it was bullshit.
hometown judges,
local judges.
hometown judges.
That fight was a hack anyway. Or that promotion was a hack anyway.
Yeah.
Pro Elite was good, though. What happened to that? It's just another one bites the dust.
Another one bites the dust.
Damn, that was a good show. All right, let's get to some picks.
Here we go, baby.
where's
Here
heart,
we
where's
go.
your money?
Let's
The
do that
fucking-
bonus one.
Where's
Bobby
your heart?
Green.
Where's your fucking money? This is it right here. You guys want to win some money? You're going to take with me this week, baby. I got you. This
Oh,
week.
yeah. Remember, last week we said Josh is the guy to go to if you are making any bets. Last week he went 2 for 3. Or two out of 5.
Yeah. 2 out of 5 dubs.
2 out of 5. Zach and I, 4 out of 5.
4-1, yeah.
But who could have picked that main event?
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. We're here. This card right here, this is the fucking money card. When it's
Redemption.
big time, we show up, baby. We make
That's
money
right,
in
that's
here.
right.
All right, here we go.
Last week was last week,
Yeah,
goddammit.
and we're talking about the past. You don't think about that.
All right, let's start with our honorary main card fight that's actually on the prelims.
We'll start with
Bobby
right here. This is
Green
how we
and-
work it down here.
And La Quinta Inn. Shout out to our sponsor, La Quinta Inn, that doesn't sponsor us
Since
at all.
I was the loser, I want you guys to pick them, and then I'll give you guys mine because I'm gonna get redemption this week.
Oh,
We're
good.
rolling in.
All right.
So here we go. Ally Quinta plus 144. Bobby Green minus 178.
I'll take Ally Quinta on that one.
Boom.
That's
I like
where
that.
my I think my heart is with Green, just because I enjoy him as a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But my money would go on Al Iaquinta.
That's smart. I think that's smart.
Ooh. So I'm going to go with Al La Quinta Inn and Suites, sponsor, freshly remodeled, hot free breakfast.
Doubt it.
His opponents, I mean, like you said, this is one of their probably last fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, or maybe should be. But Donald Cerrone, Hooker, Khabib, he's a stud. He's fought the tougher fighters. So I'm going to go with the underdog on this one with my money and my heart.
Al?
Yeah.
La Quinta Inn?
Quinta Inn and Suite.
Okay.
My heart wants to say Bobby Green because he's proved me wrong many times before. He's slick on the feet and he can get up. But I think Al Iaquinta's wrestling is better than a lot of people that have took Bobby Green down before. And I think he has power to catch him as well in that right hand. So my heart will say Bobby Green, but my money, the real pick, is going to be on Al too. I'm taking the underdog with you guys at plus 144. So that's how we're starting off.
That's
the
a good
card.
dog.
Yeah.
That's a good dog bet right there.
It is a good one.
All right.
Okay. Gaethje and Chandler.
Here we go. Justin Gaethje minus 220. Michael Chandler plus 176. Here we go.
Okay, so I do love Michael Chandler. I believe in him. I just don't believe in his chin. I think he's a great model. Like he's like a great role model for kids. He's good for the people. He's a people's champion kind of guy. But I wouldn't take him as an underdog. My heart might go with him, like because I'm just a big fan of his. Like I follow him and like he's just a good person, I think.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
And shout out to Alina because Alina really likes him too, and his wife, and she follows him and stuff.
Their journey on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll say that my heart goes with Chandler, but my money would go on Gaethje.
Yep.
And I think that's a pretty fucking.
Pretty safe bet.
That's a pretty
minus
favorable.
220.
Yeah. I mean, he's one of the bigger favorites on the card for sure. So money wise, I think it's a no-brainer. Like we talked about earlier, more time in the UFC, fighting tougher competition. To really even try to compare, they both fought Eddie Alvarez, and they both lost to him. Alvarez is a stud. He was always one of my favorites too. But I think my money definitely goes there. My heart, I don't know. I mean, Chandler wasn't one of those that took so long to come to the UFC because he didn't want to or whatever. Bellator was taking care of him. He was their poster boy. So, and he did great things over there, and he fought legit talent, and so that's tough because my heart doesn't really lean one way or another. I don't know. I guess I'll say definitely my money on the favorite. For the sake of the matchup, I don't think he has enough tools to beat Gaethje. I don't think he has enough arsenal. I mean, he's a great wrestler, but yeah, like you said, his glass jaw. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go money and heart on Gaethje.
And Tim, I know she likes him because he's hot, but I like him because he's hot. So fuck you.
Get in here. I like Michael Chandler a lot. I followed him a lot of his career. I went to his I don't know if it was the last fight. When he lost to Pitbull in Bellator, I went there because I wanted to see him fight live. I've seen a lot of my favorites fight live. And he ended up losing that night. But also, like he said, I follow him on Instagram too with his family and everything he's got going on. So with that being said, I like Michael Chandler. I just feel like he's had too many wars outside the UFC, especially with Eddie Alvarez when they were fighting in malls and shit. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Justin Gaethje, like I said earlier, he's got a lot more tools in the arsenal. I think that kick's going to be heavy, and I think his just downright grit is going to catch him. And so I'm taking that as well, minus 220 Justin Gaethje on the books.
And your heart is?
My heart is with Chandler. My money's with Gaethje.
Okay. So we're skipping Burgos and Billy.
Yeah, we'll skip that one.
Fuck Billy.
We're going to replace the Bobby Green fight with that one?
Yeah.
All right, I like that.
And then next one's Frankie Edgar and Marlon Vera. Why don't you kick this one off, Mike?
Big Frankie fan. Always have been, man. I mean, it reminds me of the days like Dominic Cruz and Uriah Faber. They're just scrappy, fun fighters. I like Frankie a lot. My heart definitely goes there. This is tough, man, because I'm typically not an underdog fan when it comes to that, probably because we're normally betting with where we would put our money. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think I'm such a big fan of Frankie, and I think he can go 10 rounds if he had to.
Right.
Super well-rounded. I mean, and he's fought everybody. So I'm going money and heart on Edgar.
Like it.
Wow.
I like
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say, I know I kind of talked a lot of shit about Frankie, but he is like a huge trailblazer in the UFC, and he's been around for a super long time. So I've got a shit ton of respect for him, and he always puts on really good fights. So I think my heart is with Frankie, but I think Chito is just. It's hard to bet against Frankie, but I feel like if I was to put money on either one of them, it would be Chito.
All right.
Chito. So
Well, Jake says the Bear's going to kickbox him to shreds, and that very well could be, man.
Not happening. This is what we're saying. Frankie Edgar's wrestling is too strong to mix up with his stand-up. So what's he gonna do? He's gonna kick him and get taken down. Is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, could
and
be.
then he's gonna, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna wear and tear on him. And that's why I'm taking Frankie Edgar with my heart and my money plus 140. Another dog in the books, baby. Let's go.
Okay.
We're gonna win some money this time, baby. Let's
Parlay
go. Dogs
week.
are coming. Let's go. Let's do that. And then here we go. Next
Go
one.
ahead.
Co-main, Rose and Wei Lee. This is a tough one. Like I said, it just comes down, in my mind, if Rose's head is there, she keeps that belt, I believe. She keeps
So
the
there's
belt.
no favorite in this fight right now.
No,
Rose is still the slight dog.
Rose is a dog at a plus 100. It got up to a plus 120 earlier today, and people started pounding that fucking dog line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it went down to a plus 100 now. Wei Lee is a minus 122. So if you're taking Rose, you get on your fucking bet app tonight, because tomorrow after weigh-ins, that shit's going to change again. They're going to start pounding her as the underdog. As well as I am, Rose going to retain that fucking title. Another dog on the books, baby.
I'm
Josh
definitely
likes the
taking that too,
dogs.
yeah. My heart, I've always loved Rose.
Yeah.
I hated when she cut her hair, but she's still pretty in my heart, and I love her. She's a little thug,
Little Thug Rose.
and Alina loves her too, so that's a good thing.
There you go.
So there's the heart.
So my heart is with Rose. My money is with Rose too.
Wow.
I think she has so much self-belief that it's hard to bet against her, and she impresses every time she's out there. I think her last fight, her last loss was because of that the triangle she put on that girl, and she got slammed, right?
Yep.
Like that's a fluke. I'm writing that one off. That wasn't a loss. I'm scratching that one out of her roster. So I think she has been super dominant in her division, and she's gonna take it. Heart and money for
Like
sure.
that.
So I'm going to have to jump on the other side.
Damn.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've been proven so many times. I mean, I'm going to really just put it out there. And I
Jake said this is why your ass is 2 and 3.
Yeah, he did say that. All right. So I told you guys last week. I told a confession to everybody that even though I build the fight cards for our show, we still do picks, and I get fights wrong all the time, and I love that. Which means I've picked your fights every time. I picked your fights when you fought for me, and after your last fight, I said, because, and I hope you take this with respect, but I try to elevate the competition each fight, after each win, move up the ladder. You know, I love the mentality, I'll fight anybody, but that doesn't really make sense. You know, it makes sense to move up, right?
Yeah.
Get better. And I doubted you on a couple since you turned pro, just because I put together good matchups, man, and I try to put competitive fights together where either guy can win the fight. And after your last one, not the one we just had, but before that, I said, I'm done doubting Josh.
Right.
And I got that same vibe here, because I keep doubting Rose for some reason. I keep doubting her. And then and maybe it's her persona. Maybe it's the way she looks. Maybe it's the way she fights. Something makes me keep doubting her, and then she keeps impressing.
Right.
Like you. So my heart sticks with Rose on this one. But like I said earlier, man, that when you get an immediate rematch and you've got this newfound motivation or fire or something, I think Rose loses, man. I don't think that was a fluke. The first time.
Going against the
I
dogs.
don't think it was a
Dogs,
fluke
kick 'em out.
that she
Kick
won.
him out the kennel.
But I don't think that she got near the fight that we all thought it was going to be. And I really don't think she wins this one. Like I said, my heart goes with her, but my money doesn't.
I mean, I definitely think she like you're saying, she can lose, but that's why I said if her head's there, my heart and money's with her, and I think she's locked in for this one.
Mm-hmm.
But would you put the money on her?
I am putting the money on her.
100%.
Putting it on her. I think she's ready. I think she's ready to go, and she's going to get it done. And then this is what leaves us here, fellas. The main event.
The main event.
Kamaru Usman, the champion, minus 310 against Colby Covington, plus 240.
I'm really surprised by
Zach,
those odds.
I
Who you
started
guys
at
got?
290 though. Like, so that means people are betting on Usman, heavy, right? Because then if it's up to 310, that means people are putting money
rising.
on him. Because then the odds are.
Oh,
raising.
yeah, people are fucking racking
Yeah.
the money in on him right now. Like
Yeah.
they're saying, he keeps improving. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't, you know?
This one is super interesting,
Yeah.
and it's hard to put my heart on anything because I don't really like either of them that much. Like,
But you hate Colby.
yeah, he's so fucking cringe. It makes me sick. But Kamaru, I never really liked him that much either, and I can't remember why I didn't at first. I think it had something to do with. You know what I think it was? I think it was because he won. He won the Ultimate Fighter. I don't think it was the one that I went and tried out for.
No. He did the Black Zillions, wasn't it?
Oh,
Black Zillions
that's
versus
right,
American
that's
Top
right.
Team. Right.
I can't remember.
Probably
why I
because
didn't
he
like him.
fucking. I don't
He
like his
laid on a
interviews
lot of
either.
people
I
at
don't
first.
fucking like his
They're
interviews
just
either.
Kind of not that great.
Talks like this, you know. It's like that.
I'm a
This.
problem.
I'm a problem. He's fake. He's
I
kind
think
of
he's-
fake in his interviews. But
think-
then I don't
yeah.
know because then I see so many of them. He does the same shit, talks the same way.
Yeah.
Maybe that's really how he is.
But I mean, Silver fucking Colby's just fake as fuck in his interviews. Like,
right.
that's
So the
all
winner
an
for
act.
best interview goes to neither.
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 Neither one.
You guys both fucking lose. Anyways,
Who's gonna man up and take the dog here?
I'm gonna take the dog.
You're taking the
I'm
dog?
taking Colby.
Wow. I didn't expect that from you.
I know, but sometimes you just gotta fucking jump on a grenade every once in a while, you know.
Mike, I want to hear what you got to say to
So-
Well, first
my-
it's gonna pain him to say where's the heart going. The ref.
My heart's going to Rose in the fight before.
Yeah.
She gets my fucking heart. But my heart doesn't go anywhere, but my money will. I think it's a good bet to bet on him because of the odds.
All
Like
right.
those are fucking pretty good odds for him being an underdog,
They
and
are.
I think he can win. I think the first fight was super contested, and watching his interview, and I got one side of the entire thing. I think it's put me on a Colby train for this fight. So I'm gonna keep him as my money bet.
I can't bet. I can't bet on Colby.
Okay,
No,
okay.
I'm definitely going with Usman on the money. As far as heart, I guess the only reason. Not really a giant fan per se of either one, but I guess I got to go with America. I mean, I don't know.
America.
You know, I mean, I like some of Colby's beliefs. I just don't like the way he presents them. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. He's just
Hey, all you
douchey.
nerds and virgins!
That's the fucking
That
worst
is-
thing on his Instagram.
It's kind of
God,
funny though,
it's
dude.
so
It's
fucking
kind
bad.
of fucking good.
And then he got a nickname for everybody, and I'm just like, the nicknames sometimes don't even really make too much
No.
sense, and I'm just like, but
Hey,
whatever.
he did call Kamzat cum shot though.
That was great.
shit was
that was
funny.
awesome. That was lovely.
He did tell
Come
Usman
shot.
today, though. Colby told Usman today that his suit cost more than Usman's house. And I was like, no.
No, I doubt it,
No,
No.
definitely not.
Not at all.
I mean, he's not broke.
bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you guys listen to like Brandon Schaub's podcast ever or anything like
A
that?
little bit sometimes.
Did you see the one where he was talking about how he was around Colby Covington one time when he made one of his videos?
Yeah.
He hires those bitches off of like OnlyFans or something like that, and he's like, he was like asking him a question. Was like, hey, why don't you guys like just both put a kiss on my cheek or something like that? And
Rub
they were
my
like,
back, and they were like,
no.
"Fuck off, dude."
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck
No.
off, scram.
You didn't pay us that much.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're not that cool, dude. You don't just have girls fucking lining up to be in your videos. You're paying these girls,
Yeah.
and they're professionals, OnlyFans chicks.
So there it is. Slightly.
So heart and money's with Kamaru.
No, I'm gonna go with Usman for the money, but heart just America. I mean, because I can't really put my heart on either one of those. So if I had to pick one, we'll go America.
Here we go. Like I said, he keeps getting better every single fight. He's been putting people asleep. He went to a new team, got a new coach. You know what I'm saying? His stand-up has looked even better. He's the champ for a reason. But with that being said, we're dogs, baby, and we're taking the dogs. I got a fat stack right here, baby. It's going down. Bet your money on the dogs. Colby Covington, plus 240. Make it rain, baby. We're going
Golly.
Make it rain, baby. It's going down. We're taking it to the bank.
Where'd you get all this money?
Let's go. Let's go.
It's fake. It's fake.
Colby
So
Covington.
you're taking him.
Yeah, we're betting dogs, baby. That's
Say
all.
less.
You're going to come to the bank account, baby. Let's go.
Golly.
Big dogs in
Yeah,
there.
I
Big
dig
wins.
it.
Those
I
are
dig
big
it.
wins. That's.
I won't put it in a parlay, but I'll bet on it straight up.
Yeah. Oh, if you do a parlay, that would be a payday off your picks this week.
Was it American Steel and Sex Appeals taking that strap back? It's for America. You know what I'm saying?
For all the nerds and virgins.
All the
dude.
nerds and virgins.
Okay, then a quick bonus. How does he win?
Decision.
Decision, absolutely. He dominates and he doesn't get caught this time. I
Yeah.
think he keeps that pressure all the time, and next thing you know, he's gonna be a decisive decision and take him down.
Said them disability checks looking real nice.
You think I got this thing on for no reason here? Let's go.
That's that comp. That's that comp. No, I think decision too. But hey, let's be honest though. If we get another 5 round out of those guys, we're the winners.
We're all winning,
right?
yeah,
I mean,
for
that's,
sure.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
a stellar fight. So yeah,
As much as I don't care too much about either of them, they're still fucking awesome fighters.
yeah.
They're still fucking really good.
So how should we wrap this thing up? You guys gonna arm wrestle?
Fuck no.
You gonna practice?
He's
You
on
gonna warm up?
disability, dude.
Yeah, man.
Let's
I
rush and leg
I just
wrestle,
wasted
dude.
all my money throwing it at the fucking camera for Colby. So
I'm hoping one of those fell under the table or something, and we find it next week, or I find it next week.
Or I find it after you guys leave and
Stuff it in there.
hell yeah. But shit,
No.
man. Episode 2 was good.
Episode 2, stacked card this weekend. We are already, for those interested, starting the behind the scenes way early on Caged Aggression in March, because we're going to do another 3-night event, but we're going to do it this time without COVID. And that's a game changer.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I literally had 6-7 weeks to do that. And anybody that knows me knows that I like to plan, and I like to have the time to do it right. I like to make sure that every single fighter on the card gets the love and promotion they deserve. So, yeah, we're already starting the behind-the-scene meetings. I want to do it special, man. I want to do bigger than last year's. Full capacity, no restrictions, no COVID, 3-night Caged Aggression event. That shit gives me goosebumps.
Man, that'll be
Hell yeah.
awesome.
It's going to be great.
The March card is always the bomb.
Yeah,
Fuck
it
yeah.
really is.
You know, and you know what I'm saying? You need a special guest commentary, you know, and I'll be in there, you know what I'm saying? We'll be up
We'll
in
have
there
our
or
own
something.
commentary.
Wow. Oh yeah, we'll be in the back. We'll be doing something.
Yeah, we'll be doing something.
Yeah.
It's 137 days away. I don't keep track. I don't count down or anything
Well,
like
Jeff,
that. But
Jeff's not going to hire us, and neither is Pat. So
Yeah.
we'll just be in our box over here.
what if we had like 7 commentators?
Hey.
I mean,
we always had 2 ring girls. Now we have 3. We can add more, right?
No.
We can add more commentators.
Either way, fight or not, I'll be there, and we'll be in the back. You know what I'm saying? Promoting the show,
Fucking
getting
shit
interviews,
up.
see who wants to do something. So
we'll be in there fucking shit up
sure.
like them too.
we're this too. We're here to fuck shit up. I'm gonna take all my winnings this weekend on March. They'll still be reeling in.
Paul
you know what I'm
Paul
saying?
wants on the March card.
Paul Martinez.
Paul Martinez, yeah.
Paul, I don't want to embarrass him, but I wrestled him once.
And
You know,
What time of the night was that?
I think it was mid-afternoon.
I
back
bet.
in our infancy, and keep in mind though, I'm much older than Paul. And we're gonna leave it to the viewers to wonder what happened in that fight.
You
That was,
lost.
I got fucking wrecked. But I always say that. Like I'm not a fighter. That's why I do it on the outside of the cage. But Paul remembers though. It wasn't that easy. It wasn't that easy of a match.
Yeah.
I brought it a little bit. So what else we got? We gonna do our final toast here?
Final toast.
Yeah, let's do a final
and then
toast.
tell these people how they can win some free merch again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The free
yeah. So
merch, we got
last
some
week,
merch here for
I
you.
sent out a pair of Caged Aggression official event gloves to a winner. I sent out a couple Caged Aggression hats to some winners. At the end of the day, we just appreciate it. We appreciate you spending time with us, watching the video. We don't know what the hell we're doing. We just we like to talk about the fights, man. We love the sport. We love what we do. These guys are heavily involved in Caged Aggression. Obviously, it's my life. So it's really cool that you guys want to hear us talk shit and talk about the fights and everything. So just give a share to our video tonight. And then what I did is I went in and I took all the names of the people that shared our stuff, and I drew out 3 names and sent them some goods. So that's how it works. We started Caged Aggression in a shitty little barn. We had some really cool ideas and thought, man, what if we could do what they do on TV but at a local level? And 11 years later, man, we're helping guys get in the UFC and doing some great things together. It's been a fun, awesome ride, and to see where it's come from. But it's all those shares and likes and tickets and all those things over a decade that got us to where we're at. So you guys know your fan base is what kept the train moving. So just going out and sharing our stuff, man. We'll draw some winners every week and send out some free shit, and we appreciate it.
And you don't get to win 2 weeks in a row, Dan. Just so you know.
Share,
and I don't
share.
look all that angry.
That's clutch. Share. Tell a friend and tell another friend. Let's keep building this thing, and let's keep tuning in for when we have shows, and let's grow it, man. You don't know how far this thing could go. Just like the fight game, you don't know how far you can get in that either. But I'll also be throwing this for motion picture use only hundreds in there as out for a prize as well. So
Where
once
did
I
you
get it
get
all together.
those?
Oh man, I had it planned in my head. I always got a little plan. I fucking ordered it.
Dude, what is this copy?
Dude, I mean, because it looks like real hundreds, but
Oh
they put
my
for
God, I really
motion.
thought these were.
It says for motion picture use only. This is like the movie money. I ordered this shit because I needed it here. I got it on Amazon and ordered it fucking day in advance. I got it last night, so it got here today.
Perfect timing.
Dude, that's fantastic.
I'll keep some of it too for next week. So where's your heart, where's your mind? We'll place fake bets on it with it.
Yes.
All right, I'll get
Hey,
our final toast.
yeah, and while you do that, a couple just quick shout-outs. Paul Martinez, Mind Proof Production. He gives us all this badass stuff, these fucking computers and gadgets and shit to help us do this. So thanks a lot, Paul Martinez. Get well soon, you sick bitch.
Culture Shock Barbershop.
Culture Shock
baby.
Barbershop. They give us this roof over our head to do this, along with the Beyond the Cut podcast, which will be coming out with a new one soon, I believe. Brandon Scott, the owner of both of those. Thanks a lot. Mike Goodwin, Caged Aggression, Josh Neal. They fucking entertained my stupid idea of starting this podcast. So shout out to you guys.
Oh yeah, it's a good time.
Who else we got?
I mean, I guess everybody, right, that supports us one way or another.
Fuck.
There's so many
Yeah.
different ways. Just, and, if you think about, like, we're going to work on adding some things to where we can call in special guests, guest fighters, former fighters, future fighters, all that good stuff. So we'll start having people on the show. But if you have any ideas, stuff you want us to talk about, things you want to see, let us know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, pretty much thank all you guys for tuning in. Like I said, let's keep it growing. We'll start having guests here soon. Like I said, we're growing. It's only episode 2, so stick with us. We'll have some cool guests on here very soon.
Yeah.
So to that, here's for joining us tonight. And
Better shot glass. Chicago Better shot glass. Don't talk shit.
here's to the
Cheers,
next
boys.
one. Thank you guys.